I've been thinking a lot recently about the difference between leadership and management. I was listening to the book The Honest Truth by Dan Ariely. It's a book about honesty, and one of the things he talks about there is the way that when people see a member of their in-group being dishonest, they identify with that person and they kind of adopt this social norm of, oh, well, if members of my in-group can be dishonest, I can be dishonest too. So dishonesty is contagious within an in-group. And that got me thinking about leadership, because we tend to conflate leadership and management. We talk about leadership as if it has to do with a particular job title, but in fact, I have recently discovered, as being part of the founding group of a organization that grew from 4 to 160 people in less than 2 months, that they're really very different, extremely different. I would, in fact, it's interesting to me that we even connect the two of them in our organizational structures. Management seems to me to be a very intelligence, analytical, get things done, process-oriented thing. It's like our prefrontal lobes. It's very recent. It's like, oh, we will coordinate this, that, and the other thing. And leadership is very hindbrain. Leadership is, wow, what are the social norms? What do I have to do to be accepted? Leaders are the person in the social group or the work group or whatever the context is, who everyone imitates. Leaders are the people who demonstrate what is and isn't acceptable behavior, and they do it largely through their behavior. They do it through the kinds of things they point out to people. They do it through nudges. They do it through discussions of values. They do not so much do it as necessarily as direct orders. In fact, a lot of times what I've been discovering, it's so funny, I've seen this in other people and now I'm experiencing it myself, that a lot of times when a leader gives a direct instruction to someone, it comes across as micromanaging, which is fascinating because if the same person gave the same suggestion and they didn't have the leadership position, it would just be considered a suggestion. And it seems to happen at a very, very deep level in the brain. It's not that people are thinking, oh, this person may or may not have a good idea. It's, wow, this person has a particular place in the social hierarchy, and they're violating that place by making a particular idea or a particular suggestion. So that's the thought for today, that management is a prefrontal cortex activity. It has to do with process. It has to do with planning. Leadership is a hindbrain activity. It has to do with modeling behavior, with setting social norms by example. And there are also some other elements to it, like motivating people and giving them inspiration and giving them a direction. In fact, the direction piece is kind of fascinating because it can be a good or a bad direction. It just has to be some direction that everyone lines up behind. Anyway, thought for today.